February 29th, 2024, and this video is called the 2024 Texas Nuclear Wildfire. Now, this is a pretty big story, I think, just because where the wildfire is at. So, right now it's torched over 1 million acres. Right now it's the largest blaze in Texas state history. And the reason why it's important is because it's at a nuclear weapons facility. It's just outside of that. Now, what this reminded me of is the wildfires, the Woolsey fire. Remember that? It's all been forgotten, but there were radioactive microparticles in Simi Valley from the fire. Radioactive contamination from the partially burned former Santa Susana nuclear research facility was found in the fire zone. I think I remember the Kardashians tried to bring it to light because they got cancer clusters over there, but 3 years later, guess what? It's just out of sight, out of mind. Just like this will be in 5 years. But check this out. The nuclear weapons facility is called Pantex. It is 21 miles east of Amarillo. It holds nearly 20,000 plutonium cores. It's actively producing the bomb and warheads. It's responsible for assembling and disassembling America's nuclear arsenal. It literally halted operations because of the fire was so out of control. Now, what's closest, this is Amarillo right here. This is 21 miles south of where the fire is at. Now, what I want to show you here is with the nuclear emergency tracking system, there's only, like 7 nuclear tracking stations in that state. One of them is pretty close to where this fire is burning. This is in Lubbock, Texas, just south of where those fires are burning. But look at this. The current reading is 0. And that's why I wanted to show you this, is because, look at this. Let's go 2 weeks out and even 1 month out. Kind of dropped off over here for a while. I don't know what that's about. But this is about a half of the month. They got radiation readings going. But isn't it strange that on the, right here, it's on the 27th to the 27th there till 8. It goes dead. Comes back aboard online. And then right on the 27th, it's been off for 2 days now. Could be a coincidence, or they possibly don't want the radiation readings to be public. Now, this Pantex plant, United States Department of Energy, it is 16,000 acres. 10,000 acres is owned by the Department of Energy. Now, the acreage is leased from the university. It serves as a buffer zone for site safety and security. Plant operations, contaminated soil and groundwater with hazardous chemicals. It's a long-term groundwater cleanup ongoing. Now, the historical waste management practices have included thermal treatment of explosives, explosive components, contaminated liquids and solvents, and look at this, test residues of explosives and depleted uranium. Historical waste management practices have included thermal treatment of explosives, explosive components, and contaminated liquids and solvents. Depleted uranium. Burial of industrial, construction, and sanitary waste in unlined landfills, disposal of solvents in pits or sumps, discharge of untreated industrial wastewaters to unlined ditches and playas, and the use of surface impoundments for the disposal of chemical constituents. These practices resulted in the release of chemical and radionuclide constituents to the environment. That sounds pretty blatant to me. Now here is a contaminate list of the Superfund site. Look at this stuff. All the groundwater has all this crap in it. I mean, it's got to have a cancer cluster in those towns around there. But look at the soil, contaminated with uranium-235 and 238. Now here's the site itself. Look at this comment, a 1-star rating. I understand the importance of this place and I appreciate the work of the staff, but the location is unfortunate. I don't believe it should be so close to a major city and certainly not in the middle of good farmland. I mean, there's a large Tyson Foods facility barely 2 miles from here. I haven't looked up the environmental track record, but some contamination is practically unavoidable. This would be more fitting, say, in a scrubland in central New Mexico, among other infamous waste sites. Now, if you look at this is crazy. Here's the site itself. Right? Facilities to do what they're doing, but this is, what the hell is this? Maybe these are those trenches that they're talking about. They just dump a bunch of stuff. But what I find kind of scary is this stuff right here. Look at these bays of something. If you look closely, they're all, look at this. What the hell's going on in there? Kind of creepy, isn't it? Let's go 3D. It's probably top secret, but wouldn't you want to know what's going on in here? Look at these things. Totally creepy. Now this is the smoke. That's what the name of the fire is. It's called the Smokehouse Creek Fire. This is where it's located, right here, that fire. Look at how close these towns are at. What's really crazy is, look at this. This is where the Pantex plant is. It states it's 70 miles from each other. That's it right there. But look at how close to that place is Amarillo. I would say this is a densely populated city. Right down the street from Pantex, where now you have a fire that is just burning out of control. It's burned 1 million acres right now. Now here is the null school, the particulate matter, and look what I found. How much you want? Look at this right here. How much you want to bet that this is the fire? Look at that's the 28th. Look at the plume. Heading north. And here it looks like it's still smoldering. And that's the smallest particulate matter right there. If you go the big particles, that stuff is just going everywhere. Looks like it's heading up into Canada. What is this, almost revenge for their wildfires from last year? So you got all these Superfund sites contaminating everywhere, and you wonder why cancer is going through the roof. It's not just Fukushima, it's not just our food, the pesticides, it's just everything. It's just bizarre how long we're going to last as a species just because just everything just seems contaminated nowadays.